Hello all you beautiful people, how you doing today? This is Lava Temptress and welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, welcome. Hi! Today we're going to be doing another tutorial, and this one is once again on Immersive Engineering. We have done quite a few Immersive Engineering, and well, now we're going to do the Ark Furnace, the diesel generator, and the lightning rod. Well, because we need more power stuffs in order to power our Ark Furnace. Alright, let's get started. So first of all, for the Ark Furnace, this is what we're going to need. 8 steel sheet metal, 14 steel sheet metal slabs, 1 redstone engineering block, 5 heavy engineering blocks, 6 blocks of steel, 1 cauldron, 27 reinforced blast brick, 5 steel scaffolding, and 10 light engineering blocks. These are actually just for me, because we're going to have to go take a look. We need to make graphite electrodes in order to make this work, so we're going to have to go take a look at how to do that. So that's what those are. So, alright, so this is the configuration you're going to want to do. If you have not seen my tutorials, I try to lay it out in each layer. So first layer, we're going to have the cauldron here in the middle. And then we're going to have the sheets, the slabs over here. On this side, you're going to have 1 of the steel scaffolding. Basically, if you put the cauldron down and you go all the way around it, except for this side, and then do 1 further out on each side, and then you're going to go 2 rows up of 3. And then the way I do it, I put the steel blocks on either side, and then the steel sheet metal, and then I leave that area open and put the heavy engineering block. And then next layer, redstone block on here. That's going to be where our power switch is. And then the blocks of steel on top of the other blocks of steel. And then you're going to have 4 heavy engineering blocks, so 2 there, 2 here. 3 of the light engineering blocks in the back, and 6 of the reinforced blast brick. That's a tongue twister. Next, on top of that, we're going to, again, block of steel. Then in the back, the steel sheet metal. And then 3 more light engineering blocks. And let's see, 3, 6, 9, 12 of the reinforced blast brick. So basically, it'll come all the way out to right above the cauldron. Alright, next level, we're going to put 6 more of the reinforced blocks. Sorry, 9 more. Dog made me laugh. She was making noises. 9 more of the reinforced blast brick with a light engineering block and 2 steel scaffoldings on either side of it. Then for the final layer, we're going to have 2 steel scaffoldings with 3 of the light engineering blocks. Alright, so when you form it, you're actually going to hit the cauldron, which is weird because usually that is not what you're going to hit. Usually you want to hit what's directly in the center. But yeah, not for that. Alright, so that is where you hit it to form it. And this is what it will look like. I've put a lever on here so we can turn it on or off. But before we can even do it, we have to have something up here. And that's these graphite electrodes. They will not stack in here. But look at that. Doesn't that look cool when it forms? When you put those in there? And there's 3 power on the back of here versus the normal 1. That's because this takes a lot of power. Which is why we're going to go over other ways to make power too. Alright, so how do we get these graphite? First of all, you're going to take coke or coal coke blocks. Ooh, did you hear that? That was that diesel generator. And what you're going to do is you're going to throw them into the crusher. So when you crush it, I threw a stack of the blocks in. And this is what we got. Look, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it does equal the same as if you were to just throw a stack of this in there. It should give us 1. Anyway, we're going to take this coal dust and we're going to go over to the squeezer. This one right here. So you actually do not want any fluid in here. See, I already made 8. You don't want any fluid in here. You want it to just be empty, or sometimes it'll just say air. So you're going to take that coal dust we made and you're going to put it in here. And it's actually going to make us 8 more. Because each stack, it takes 8 to make 1 of the graphite dust. So now we have 16. Well, because I put some in there before, but you get it what I mean. All right, now for the graphite dust, we're going to take that and we're going to put it in a simple furnace or whatever. And it is going to smelt and make us the graphite, the hop graphite ingots. Now that's what we're going to need to bring to the workbench. And you're going to use the Ark Furnace Electrodes blueprint. If you cannot find that anywhere, find one of the villagers. They will trade with you and give you one of those. So it takes 6, 8, 8. No. 4 makes 1. Don't mind me. So we will need 3 of those for the machine. Let's just put all this in there because it's in my inventory. All right, so that's how you get those, and you have to have those in here. Now, the Ark Furnace can, you know, smelt your regular dust and stuff. You can click here to show recipes, which is really cool. The biggest thing you're going to use this for, 2 separate things you're going to use this the most for. I guarantee it. 1, it'll double your ores. So your ores will give you 2 ingots instead of just 1. Or each grit or dust will give you 1. But more importantly, it doubles. You can also make your steel in here. Iron ingot and coke dust. It'll still give you the slag. You can also do your alloying in here. So for instance, if you just wanted to use this and you wanted to take your alloy kiln down, you could. But I think the most I usually use it for is because it doubles your ores here. And that, as you can see, is on any of the ores. So it doubles your ores, but also it has this really cool recycling function. So for the recycling, it'll take something you already made and put it back into its original state. Now, of course, you're not going to get all of the recipes back, all of the stuff back, because like you have to use something else to make this, but you get pretty much, I mean, look at this. You pretty much get good stuff back, you know, and it's better than wasting. You do get some materials back. Now, why would you need to recycle like this? Well, because a lot of times you will find stuff, you will kill mobs, and they will give you stuff that you're just not going to need to use. And yes, it went quiet. That's because our diesel generator ran out of fuel. So let me just put some more in here. And it doesn't really matter that I keep it going. I just, you know, funsies. But this is the way I have it set up. All right, we'll leave it at that. It's fine. All right, so next let's take a look at the diesel generator, because this takes a lot of freaking power to do stuff. A lot of power. So when you click on recipes, it'll actually tell you how much power it's going to take to do everything. But if you're doing a lot of stuff at once, if you're setting it up to automate stuff, here is where your fluid will come out. And then your inputs are actually up here on top. So let me make sure it's day. And we don't want weather to start yet. We will, but not yet. Your inputs are actually up here on the top. So whether you want conveyor belts to come up here, if you want to put some kind of chest here or whatever, or you could just automatically put it in there. Whichever way you want. We don't want the weather. Not yet. We will. All right. But, I mean, the conveyors, if you have questions about it, let me know. But I did do a whole section on conveyor belts. So it's kind of self-explanatory. But if you have questions, I don't mind. So just let me know. All right, next, 2 blocks that this requires that we have not made before. And that is the radiator block and the generator block. So for each one, you're going to put 4 steel sheet metal on the outside. For the radiator block, you're going to do 4 copper plates, with a bucket of water in the middle. For the generator block, you're going to do the kinetic dynamo. We did that when we did the water mills, so check that one out. And 4 electrum plates. All right, now to make this generator, we're going to need 9 radiator blocks, 5 fluid pipes, 1 redstone engineering block, 6 steel scaffolding, 4 generator blocks, and 13 heavy engineering blocks. And this is going to be how you do it. Sometimes it's a little bit easier. I do it in rows, but with the radiator blocks, basically, if you look at the end part, you're going to put 3 by 3. So radiator block, steel scaffolding, skip a space, steel scaffolding, and then fluid pipe, fluid pipe, and then on either side fluid pipe and generator block. Then for the next row, again, radiator blocks, and then the heavy engineering blocks all in the middle, except for this one here, which is going to be the redstone engineering. And then generator blocks on top of the 3 here. Then for the last row, you're going to do 3 more of the radiator blocks and 4 of the heavy engineering blocks in this cross pattern, like so. Basically, if you look at it this way, do 3 down and 1 on either side. That's how I always remember to do it. And when you form it, this is what it looks like. And so this produces 4,096 RF per tick. I think this looks pretty cool. It has like this diesel engine looking front, kind of like a tractor kind of thing. If it is working, it will be smoking, and it does make a noise. That is what you hear right now. You can put a lever here, turn it off and on. Oh, no noise. The input for the fluid is right here. Again, you can have it with barrels. You can have a big silo because, you know, if you've been following along on the other tutorials, you should have already made your diesel fluid by now, your biodiesel. So if you have that automated, you can bring it straight from the refinery into here, or you could have a silo set up, or not a silo, a water tank set up, and bring it directly to here. It does have 3 spots for power. Now I have it connected to a capacitor bank setup. And if we take a look here, you can see a lot of these are already filled up. But then I just have it connected to here and then connected over to here. And this is already full and it's not doing anything right now, so it's not consuming any power. But trust me, it definitely will. So, and you can use any power you want. It does not have to be the diesel generator. I just wanted to show you another way to make power. All right, so the diesel generator is pretty simple. Keep it supplied with biodiesel. It also has an input here, so it's either side. You could also do it where the biodiesel is going in both sides. Now, if you're playing different modded, it does also work like on gasoline and something else. I don't remember what the other one is, but there's also gasoline. It just doesn't produce as much power that way. All right, but just with the immersive engineering, you're just going to use biodiesel. All right, so the other way to do power is a lightning rod. And we're going to look at, I set it up several times because there's different configurations for this one. All right, so first of all, we're going to need 4 steel scaffoldings, 4 HV capacitors, 3 high voltage coil blocks, 8 copper coil blocks, 4 treated wood fence, and 4 light engineering blocks. Not yet. And then, well, you're probably going to want steel fencing. That can be later, but to get your basic, this is the supplies you need. Later, you probably will want to add steel fencing, and I'll go over why. All right, so this one's actually pretty easy. Basically, you're going to have a high voltage coil block in the middle. Put your 4 steel scaffoldings out in the corners, and then in the cross pattern, the HV capacitors. And then on top of that, you're going to put another high voltage coil, 4 of the light engineering blocks, and the 4 treated wood fences. Then on top of that, you're going to do another one of the high voltage coil blocks and the copper coil blocks surrounding it, like so. And then when you form it, you're just going to hit any of these, whoops, any of these sides here. Any of these to form it, like so. And if we break it, then we just have to put it back. So basically this is what it looks like. It's a really cool looking structure. I think it looks nice and fancy. And so this is what the basic lightning rod looks like. Pretty cool, right? So it produces 4096 RF per tick, but it has a max storage of 16 million RF. Now, why is that important? Because one good lightning strike will give you that full 16 million. Yeah, it produces a lot of power. Of course, it's only when it gets a lightning strike. So to increase, you could have it just like this, but to increase your chances of getting a lightning strike, you can do a couple different things. First of all, you can just do, it has to be on this middle block here. So the one that looks like this. So there is where you're going to place steel fencing. So you can do it up as high as you like. Now, of course, you're going to be doing this in survival. So make sure that you give yourself a way down so you don't die. Or have some kind of blocks at the bottom or water to catch your fall. Now, to make this even better, we're going to put what's called a net around it. And we're going to put our fencing all the way around. There must be sirens going by. My dog's howling. She likes to alert us that the sirens are going by, so don't mind that. And here is a smaller version, but honestly, you want it up as high as possible. But to start off with, you can do it any freaking level. Don't know why I said freaking, but yeah, any level. All right, so let's try to see if we can get some weather, thunder. All right, one of the times we actually want rain. It's a miracle, right? And let's take a look with our voltmeter. This has nothing in it right now, okay? What's going to happen is if lightning strikes, and we want lightning to strike, it's going to strike one of these poles. Now, we're hoping it's going to strike the tall one because it basically attracts the lightning because it's so tall, it's metal. I mean, think about real life. Lightning is attracted to tall structures and to metal. And of course, if there's less stuff around it, then it's going to happen. There is nothing up in the air next to that. And so, of course, when we want it to strike it, it's not going to strike it. But basically what will happen is it will strike all the way up there and it'll fill this up fully with power. Now, we're going to want, there's 4 different sides we can pull our power out of. These right here. We're going to pull our power out and we could put them, I suggest, oh, lightning struck over there. How dare you? How dare you not strike where I want? Yeah, I didn't miss it. But basically, then you just pull your power out like you would any other resource. I have the capacitor set up. I would recommend at least having a couple capacitors out here because if your lightning strikes, let's say we put that there and we put these here. Okay. When it strikes, you know, lightning doesn't strike twice in the same spot a lot, but it does happen. So if it were to strike that, it would go into here and each one holds 4 million flux. So it would store some of it there. Now you don't have to because it does store some in here. But if you have a power system set up, you're going to have all your power stuff actually connected and going to all your different machines. I just set it up like this because this is for tutorial purposes. That was pretty close. It's getting closer. Maybe we'll luck out and we will actually get a lightning strike up there. But, I mean, think about it. It's 16 million RF with one lightning strike. That could power quite a bit of stuff. Yeah, I don't sleep because I'm playing in creative right now, but you know. But yeah, you know what lightning strikes look like. Obviously it doesn't happen right away when we would like it to. That would be awesome if it did, but it doesn't. But if you have this set up in your actual survival playthrough, you're just going to have it set up, and you can set up multiples. You know, set them up. I would actually space them out. So if I had this one set up here, I would go clear over here and maybe even up in the air, put like a little platform here and set up another one here. Because if you place them like in a surrounding area, then you have more chances of a lightning strike actually hitting one of your poles. But of course, when you're starting, you're not going to have enough resources. I mean, think about it. That Ark Furnace takes a lot of freaking steel. So you're not going to have a lot of resources. So start small and work your way up. But let me go ahead and change it back. But yeah, that's what you're going to do. No. There we go. All right. But yeah, if you guys want any other tutorials on this part or have any questions, let me know. We do still have a few things in Immersive Engineering to go. We are almost done, but we still have tools to go over along with the charger. We have the Tesla coil, of course, and then we also have the excavator and core sample drill. So at least 3 more tutorials to go, but we have made it quite a bit through Immersive Engineering. I really love this mod, and I think once people know how to use it properly, I think you'll love it too. All right, if you've made it this far, I would appreciate it if you hit a like on that button, because you know that helps out my channel and I could really use it, so thank you. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button with the notification bell, that way you can see when all my new videos come out. Appreciate you being here as always. Until next time, this is Lava Temptress. Don't get burned. Bye.